On the news tonight, Anambra Governor Soludo celebrates Chief Okonkwo's wife at birthday. Anambra East Council area begins sensitization on female genital mutilation. Election, INEC fortifies system against hackers. Gun attack on central Mexico bar kills 12. For the news in detail, here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let us give him maximum support for the task ahead. Good evening and welcome to the news. My name is Maureen Stone Enujoke. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has congratulated the executive chairman of Poco Bros West Africa Limited, Chief Paul Okonkwo, who just clocked 80 years, as well as his wife Florence, who attained 60. The governor celebrated the couple during a Thanksgiving mass held in their honor. Ejika Bana, ABS Government House correspondent, filled the reports.
The Mass was celebrated by Peter Cardinal Opaleke at Basilica of the Most Holy Trinity Cathedral, Onitsha. Governor Soludo said that such an attainment called for celebration of an impactful life, recalling the Anambra burial law, whose essence is to cut waste and celebrate life more abundantly. He cast his mind back to thousands of Indian Anambra who are displaced by flood and are quartered into various camps, pointing out that while government is doing their best, public-spirited individuals should rise up and visit them.
There are people that the state government is doing its utmost best for the last 2 weeks to make sure and I'm public spirited individuals, the church and so on,
in a homily, the Bishop of Nnewi Diocese, Most Reverend Jonas Benson Okoye, attested to Chief Okonkwo's charitability and kindness to others. Bishop Okoye lamented that there are sadly many people in all facets of human endeavor who are not contented with God's gift to them, let alone serve him with them. Appreciating Chief Okonkwo's wife for always playing the supportive role, Chief Okonkwo, who expressed happiness that God allowed him to attain age 80, asking God to bless the people for celebrating him.
Anambra East local government area has begun sensitization program on female genital mutilation, sex education, early child marriage, importance of education and skills acquisition for victims of flood disaster at the building centers at Udabo Umweri. The program, which will cut across all the 11 holding centers and the local governments, is one of the 3 action plans by the local government initiated to empower women and girls by providing them with necessary information and knowledge not within their reach and how they could better their lives and that of their communities. Correspondent Emmanuel Chiwata completes the report.
Since last month, people affected by flood disaster in Anambra and other parts of the country left their homes to various holding centers for shelter because the flood disaster, which is comparable to the 2012 flood, had caused human displacement, livelihood disruption, and infrastructural damage. According to the Transition Committee Chairman of Anambra East Local Government Area, Dr. Anselm Onora, everything humanly possible is being done to provide minimum comfort for the victims, adding that the program is part of the creative initiative to engage the people meaningfully while at the holding centers. Appreciating Governor Chukwuma Soludo for his wonderful encouragement so far, Dr. Onora called for stakeholder support in view of lessening the plight of those affected by floods, while saying that the program will go a long way in encouraging them.
To achieve those things we still want to achieve with genital mutilation. So I encourage our people to already they are keen into the program, as you can see the turnout of the people, and this is going to go across the campus. It's part of creative initiative to engage the people meaningfully, even while they are the holding camps.
The Africa Child Social Empowerment Center, a non-governmental organization, consulted for the program led by its executive director, Ms. Chisom Ukwuoma, discouraged the female genital mutilation practices, teenage pregnancies, and early child marriage because of its psychological problems and other effects on the women, while educating them on the importance of education and skills acquisition for the betterment of their lives.
There's no reason why any child should be deprived of education. Even if you're not academically inclined, at least have an SSC certificate, then get a hand job, get a skill. It will help you, to reduce the vicious cycle of poverty.
The Udabo Umuri Center Manager, Mrs. Ngozi Udozo, and a flood-affected person, Mrs. Chiamaka Okafor, appreciated organizers of the program for the empowerment. Meanwhile, the Anambra East Transition Committee Chairman, Dr. Honora, later inaugurated the Anambra East Clean and Green Initiative Enforcement Team to educate, sensitize, and enforce the people in the region to ensure a clean and healthy environment. According to him, the local government has three main focus in the environment drawn from Governor Soludo's manifesto in grassroots environmental management, namely waste evacuation, green areas, and turning waste to wealth. On his part, the coordinator of the Clean and Green Environment Team, Mr. Sylvester Ubiora, assured that his team will work in line with the mandate given to them for a clean and healthy environment.
We'll be expecting to have a very clean and serene environment in line with the mandate given to the enforcement team to ensure that every place within the axis will be kept clean.
Emmanuel Shibata for ABS News.
The Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Anambra State Health Insurance Agency, ASHIA, Dr. Simeon Onyemechi, says the agency will continue to explore innovative ways to serve their enrollees better at all times. Dr. Onyemechi stated this during a sensitization roadshow in some streets and markets in Oka. Correspondent Chibuzo Okoye has the details.
As Christmas is approaching, instead of buying a 50 kg bag of rice for anybody, it is time to reduce it by 25 kg for the person and then use the balance to pay health insurance for this person.
Speaking during the roadshow, the ASHIA boss noted that it was meant to advocate and sensitize the Anambra about the scheme, particularly the shuttle bus drivers and tricycle riders who were recently given free health insurance premium by the Anambra state government. Dr. Onyemechi maintained that in line with Governor Chuma Soludo's health policy for the Anambra, the agency will continue to cross-fertilize ideas with all the critical stakeholders as well as the ASHIA beneficiaries on the best ways to serve them better. He made it clear that the scheme, which has become a reference point in Nigeria and a thing of pride to the Anambra, will continue to live up to its mandate of ensuring affordable and accessible healthcare delivery at ease across the state without out-of-pocket spending.
The era where people will have to spend money out of pocket, humongous sums, looking for who to borrow money from and what have you, to pay hospital bills, that era is gone. That with just 12,000 naira per person, you can be enrolled in Anambra State Health Insurance Agency, and then whether it is surgical conditions, whether it's a woman who is still in reproductive age going for antenatal delivery, including surgery, cesarean section and what have you, that all of this is covered. The Anambra State government has made this possible, and it behoves on our people to embrace the scheme.
The Abia State Health Insurance team, who were on an understudy visit to ASHIA, also joined the roadshow to get a first-hand experience on how ASHIA runs their quarterly roadshow so that they can replicate same in their state for enhanced service delivery. Two members of Abia State delegations, Messrs. Daniel Onoha and Ihem Machikode, described ASHIA as an excellent scheme to uplift the health indices of the citizenry and promised that they will replicate what they have learned during the visit in their state.
They have been wonderful from what we have seen on the ground, ranging from the different departments and the modes of operations. They have been doing excellently well, and that is why we want now to look at this model and then be able to replicate it in Abia State Health Insurance Agency.
Anambra Health Insurance Agency, in fact, I am impressed with what I am seeing. As we were moving from department to department, we saw that they are really on ground, registering a lot of people. Testimonies abound of what they've been doing. And we're on the field here, And I've also interviewed people, independently, and they're saying that, now farmer Asha no Ebenine, and stuff like that. So I'm impressed generally. So we are going home with, great expectation that we are going to replicate what is happening here.
Earlier, the ASHA management had interfaced with the desk officers of accredited ASHA healthcare providers in Anambra. The meeting provided an opportunity for ASHA management to exchange views with the accredited healthcare providers on how best to improve the services of the scheme. According to Dr. Onyemechi, the meeting was also to resolve and trash out loopholes created by the providers and complaints by enrollees against some healthcare providers in order to serve the enrollees better. In Oka, this is Chibuzo Okoye for ABS News.
2 books on the origin of Ndigbo have been launched by an Anglican priest, Reverend Canon Charles Ekozo. The books centers on the origin of Ndigbo using biblical narrative. Correspondent Kenechukwu Chukwudi has more on this.
To the glory of God and to the advancement of Ndigbo. To God be the glory.
The books, titled The Origin of Ndigbo, Exploring New Perspectives in Tracing the Black Jews of Africa and Replacing Faulty Ideologies, a redefinition of the concept of Omenani using biblical and theological principles, have been launched in Oka. The books explored and linked the worldview of the origins of Ndigbo through biblical narrative. Reverend Canon Ekozo of the Diocese of Panshin told the ABS that his early life exposure to books relating to Igbo history, especially after the Nigerian Biafra Civil War, prompted him to go deep into research using new approaches to tell the origin of Ndigbo.
I have, since a child, I have been reading about the Igbo people, more especially after the Civil War. And that actually made me to begin to think who I am as a person. And that actually moved me up. I didn't get to know what I'm doing now until I went into to do works on theology, which is the basis of life. In that process, I decided to ask myself, who am I? Ndigbo. And I started reading legendary books written by scholars.
In every part of Nigeria, you see an Igbo man. Not just people, they're building houses, investing in the people and the environment. So, when we talk about Igbo man, is a true and inclusive of the world. We only need the encouragement from our friends across the country, and just as we are appreciated all over the world. So, what we like to do especially those who are mentoring our brother, they do for your interest. When it comes to our culture, church, Christian church, diversity of culture, there is a belief that our practices, and our just explained principles, were more prayer and the idea of Kolanot on our second layer and everything predated the arrival of Christianity in our country. Related the arrival of humanity. So when we get it, it is parallel to Christianity. When we get it, from the same way Christianity came from.
The chief launcher of the books, Chief Nathan Obatui, represented by his brother Ifeanyi Obatui, noted that every Igbo man should be proud of their race, and knowing their origin and root is important in appreciating their story better, of which the books are of immense benefits, and commended the author for his academic rich research. Similarly, the traditional ruler of Umuawulu, Igwe Joel Egwuonwu, and the chairman, governing board, Anambra State Waste Management Authority, Dr. Ima Ezewaji, thanked God for the accomplishment of the book through the author and noted that they will contribute to the knowledge of Igbo history, recommending the book to those who are interested in the Igbo history and origin. In Oka, it's been Kenechukwu Chukwudi for ABS News.
Still to come on the news, election, INEC fortifies system against hackers. Gun attack on central Mexico bar kills 12. And here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let us give him maximum support for the task ahead. Stay tuned. We'll be back after the break.
Ovaltine 3-in-1. It has great taste.
Is there ahead?
Yummy, yummy, full of nourishment and vitality. Antibodies and shine like soya. Ovaltine 3-in-1. 3-in-1. Ovaltine 3-in-1.
For your young mama.
New Ovaltine 3-in-1. Smart choice for smart kids.
Glad to have you back. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has assured Nigerians that any planned attack on its system during the 2023 general elections will fail. The Commission expressed optimism that next year's general elections would be free, fair, credible, and free of manipulation. INEC Chairman Professor Mahmoud Yakubu gave the assurance at a capacity building workshop organized for members of the INEC Press Corps in Abuja. Mr. Yakubu maintained that the Commission's system, especially the result viewing portal, was well fortified against hackers. While giving additional information on the matter, Yakubu, represented by the National Commissioner Modibo Alkali, said over 100 attempts were made to the Commission's system during the Ekiti and Osun governorship election, but none was successful, noting that the bimodal voter registration system, BVAS, has come to stay and is said the system has eliminated voting by proxy, identified theft, and all forms of electoral malpractices. 12 people were killed in a shooting at a bar in central Mexico, with growing cartel violence making the region one of the country's most dangerous. Industrial Guadalajara state has become the site of a raging dispute between two rival groups, the Santa Rosa de Lima and Jalisco New Generation cartels, known for carrying out drug trafficking and fuel theft, as well as other crimes. Mexico has recorded more than 340,000 murders, most of them attributed to criminal organizations, since the launching of a controversial military anti-drug offensive in December 2006. The body of one victim was found outside next to a motorcycle, while the rest of those killed were discovered inside the bar, police said. The assailants are being hunted by state police, the army, the prosecutor's office, and the National Guard, the municipal government said. The attack is Guanajuato's second mass shooting in less than a month. And now sports. Nigeria's under-17 women's national team, the Flamingos, will take on Chile in tomorrow's make or match at the ongoing FIFA Under-17 Women World Cup held in India. The Africa's representative had lost 1-2 to European champion Germany in its opening Group B match before they demolished New Zealand 4-0 in the second group game on Friday. Nigeria scored the opening goal in the 16th minute through Omomi Bello from a powerful header after a cross from Tuminu additional. Flamingos are currently second in the group with 3 points from 2 games, while Germany is leading the pack with 6 points. Chile are third with the same points as Nigeria, while New Zealand are last without a point. A victory tomorrow afternoon at the Kalinga Stadium in Buzi-Nuswa will qualify the country for the next round of the tournament. Remember, you can follow news from ABS from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page at ABS Radio Television Oka, subscribe to our YouTube page at ABS Television Oka, follow us on Instagram at ABS Radio TV, log on to our website www.absradiotv.com. And now a recap of the main points. Governor Soludo has celebrated Chief Okonkwo's wife at birthday. Anambra East Council area has begun sensitization on female genital mutilation. Election, INEC has fortified system against hackers. Gun attack on central Mexico bar has killed 12. Here is a special message before we go. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let us give him maximum support for the task ahead. And that's it on the news for today. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Maureen Stone Enujoke. Kachifo.